Greetings by fellow free mother-loving thinkers, this LL3 News podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful swampy mangroves of South Florida. And today's date, Friday, February 23rd, 2018. Today I'm going to be talking about one area and the solutions which occurred in a horrific event at Parkland on Valentine's Day, or Ash Wednesday, we're going to call it February 14th. I know there's times I may get ticked off, but when I do, it's downright principle, and that's it. You got folks out there want the quick band-aid solution. Well, if you understand, my podcast pertains to this matter is a lot broader as it is. And how deep does the rabbit hole go? Some people may call it a stage event, false flag terror event. That doesn't mean people did not die. I got enough information from people that were involved in the response teams and so forth. Said people have passed, and may their souls be forever free. When do we begin to stop playing the sweet pie purebred syndrome? That's the question. We have to be in the first line of defense on an overall scale. That's our inherited right, our duty to protect the bystanders around us, including the elderly and the children. More and more I hear people want to blame the states, blame the National Rifle Association, want them to protect their kids. Folks out there volunteer and they're like, oh, you can't do that, silly. Well, you didn't learn a damn thing from the past 3 shootings that happened in Florida. Of course, one of them, all 3 of them, occurred in where? Soft targets, firearm-free zones. It's not me playing Rambo or being some macho man or anything like that. I'm just giving you the damn truth. I get a little bit turned off, and I'm going to do a 21 and over age for long rifles. What's that saying? People on 18 and 20 aren't intelligent enough to be responsible on handling certain equipment. That's what I see. The most ludicrous move since 9/11 with the Patriot Act. Yes, I do coincide with that because they want to use fear as a weapon. And I believe these band-aid treatments are the primary solution. To me, it's more the lazy-ass way. I have the right to speak my mind in these matters because all it is the truth. If someone had audacity to tell me about what does inherited rights and shootings got to do with it, never ever combine them both. It's null and void, invalid. I wipe my rear end with it, with your Orwellian rhetoric. Straw mans, straw girls, know-it-alls. I know I'm ranting, but forgive me, friends. I do give a damn in my community. But I want to start off here. I'll be talking about this, and I'll do my intake and rants, etc. Came out earlier this morning, actually last night, has been updated by the Sun Sentinel, which you found this on the Miami New Times. Stoneman Douglas cop resigns. Sheriff says he should have killed the killer. He wants his butt people to do it, but not law-abiding citizens, teachers. That's Scott Israel made that statement. Came out, it looks like it's a revised version of 5:15 this morning. It says here the police officer assigned to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School resigned Thursday under investigation for failing to enter the building as gunmen opened fire and killed 17 people. Sheriff Scott Israel said Deputy Scott Peterson should have went in, addressed the killer, killed the killer. Video footage showed Peterson did none of that, Israel said. Sheriff's office also said that 2 deputies were put under investigation for how they handled potential warnings about crews, including one from November in which caller said Nicholas Cruz could be the school shooter in the making. Sounds like a potential entrapment, allegedly speaking, but I'll proceed here. Pierce 54 came under scrutiny after 19-year-old Cruz entered a school building with an AR-15 rifle and killed 14 students and 3 educators on Valentine's Day. Cruz later confessed, police said. The sheriff said video showed Peterson was outside the building for upwards of 4 minutes while students were gunned down inside. What I saw was a deputy arrive, take up a position he never went in. The sheriff said at a news conference, there are no words. I mean, these families lost their children. We lost coaches, Israel said. Peterson resigned and subsequently retired at 12:37 p.m. Thursday after he was suspended without pay earlier in the day. Israel said an investigation into what happened will continue. Peterson's resignation ends more than a 3-decade career of the agency, where he was often regarded by peers as a dependable employee who could communicate well with both staff and students. The 6'5" native of Illinois started with the agency in July 1985 after studying at Miami-Dade Community College and Florida International University, according to records Thursday by the Sheriff's Office. Pearson had been a student resource officer at Student Douglas since 2009. He was considered a trusted officer who valued his position and takes pride in protecting the students, faculty, and staff at his school. A 2017 performance review said. His annual salary in 2016 was $75,673.72, according to Sheriff's Office records, but he made $101,013 that year with overtime and other compensation. Peterson had been the subject of 2 internal investigations, neither of which resulted in significant discipline. Soon after the shooting took place, Israel and Broward School Superintendent Robert Runcie was forced to answer questions about where Peterson was during the shooting, as and why he did not confront Cruz. I am shocked and I'm outraged to the end that he could have made a difference on all this, Runcie said Thursday. It's really disturbing that we had a law enforcement individual there specifically there for a reason, did not engage. He did not do his job. It was one of the most unbelievable things I've ever heard. Stoneman Douglas student Brandon Huff, a senior, said he seen Peterson standing outside the building talking on the radio during the shooting. Huff said he learned on the shooting the next text message from his girlfriend, who said she was hiding in the corner and shot rings outside. 2 coaches went in with shooting kids throwing themselves in front of bullets and he did nothing. Peterson could not be reached for comment Thursday afternoon in his home in Boynton Beach. Neighbor Nelson Sandy said he saw Peterson leave his house around 3 p.m. drive his work vehicle and accompanied by at least 2 Palm Beach sheriff's deputies driving their work vehicles. They were here today, the 3 police officers, and they all left together, Sandy said. Felicia Berg, a 9th grade English teacher, was locked in their classroom with students on the 2nd floor of the building as he heard shots from the floor above. She said the criticism of Peterson is unfair. Peterson wouldn't have stood a chance against the government in hallways that were filled with students at the time, she said. There is no one that is going to tell you a negative thing about Deputy Peterson, she said. He was he was committed to our school. I don't know what he could have done other than literally die. The 2 deputies, Edward Eason and Gondis Trias, were put on restricted assignment Thursday. Colonel Jack Dale, head of the agency's internal investigations unit, said the deputies were under review for how they handled the 2 calls, including one from November, where the caller also said Cruz was collecting guns and knives, according to documents released by the Sheriff's Office. The deputy followed with the caller did not create a report documenting it. A separate incident from February 2016 was also under review. The Sheriff's Office said the deputy responded to tip that Cruz planned to shoot up the school, and the information was forwarded to Peterson, the school resource officer. Israel says the agency was involved in 23 calls involving Cruz or his brother Zachary since 2008. Eason started with the agency in 2000 and Trace in 2002, according to state records. Both would be paid during the investigation. The reports of the Sheriff's Office are the latest acknowledgement from officials that were concerned about Cruz before last week's shooting. The FBI said they did not investigate a tip involving Cruz from January, and another case said it was alerted in September in a YouTube comment. that could have led to Cruz. It's unclear whether a policy violation occurred or not, so we feel at this point they deserve extra scrutiny to be reviewed and investigated, Dale said. I know many people commented and called Peterson a coward, but truth of the matter is, we don't know exactly what happened. Did Peterson have remorse? I wouldn't be surprised. But it's pretty disturbing on what occurred. And this is a good example, too, about the police protection myth. And it's not going after the BSO or Pearson as a whole. You see anything in the bigger picture. You don't know if when he's shooting, he had the right target to take someone out without hurting his lives. I can't make any statements on that. But it's very disheartening. It still makes me mad. Because you leave all your security eggs in the hands of a government institution. Just officers. I always believe in pro self-defense, even for teachers. Right, who take the training to get their permits and all that. I do believe in a faster response program to have in Ohio, how to implement it here in the state of Florida. Right now, Flip-Flop Work Scott believes they have an armed security guard everywhere we go. More tax dollars at your work. Government, protect my kids. I know teachers and public employees as well. I'm not going to knock that. Now, I remember saying in the past about not being a Rambo or Macho Man or anything like that. People care. Teachers, they're doing it for their kids, protect their kids, and love their kids from dangers of evil. That's how I look at it. Now they want to do the whole long rifle thing to 21. That's not going to solve anything. That's just a band-aid, the lazy ass way. I find this real pathetic. But people are not looking at the bigger picture. I've been studying this stuff for a long time. I'm no expert, I only admit it. But laws, facts, on its face. And people heard my show for the past good 3 years, 3-4 years, you know where I'm coming from. All it is everything's on its face. So you have to really look at those areas. That should be a plug.
Yeah, now this one sucks.
I don't do that. You got someone here charging the phone, so that's okay. You see? You good? Yeah, so be back in a moment here. Yeah, you got one of the patients here on charge their phone, so he's only out here. It's in a good spot, so it's not to be dragging on the floor. It's a little teamwork. But that's what you look at. Three shootings in the past 2.5 years in the state of Florida occurred in firearm-free zones. So if I repeat myself, it's under Florida Statute 790.06, subsection 12A. That has to change. Like I said before, we have the inherited right and duty to protect innocent people, able-bodied men and women, preserving life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. You got these movements now, Orwellian movements, I call them, trying to say that the whole other way around. Oh, well, teachers shouldn't be armed, they should be teaching. Shut up, chumps. Sick of your pathetic rhetoric, toilet paper narrative. I like to everyone know in the state of Florida, I am boldly opposed purchasing a long-range rifle to 21. I do boldly oppose that. If you don't like it, get the hell out of my state. Tired of it. Lived here for 41 years, you're going to contaminate it now? Because a lot of you parents that can't take care of your own damn kids, got them a lot of my psychotropic drugs. You better start looking at that, the bigger picture. I know Miss Foray did a rant on our Facebook page. She's spot on. OrganicPrepper.com. Look it up. I got it on my past episodes as well. Hit the archives. Your government dependency has ended. Be the underdogs. Don't call them. Do it. Work with your communities. Stop. Tell the state to don't tell me how to raise my kids. I'm tired of that too. As long as they're not violating it. Discipline and abuse are two different things. Even the Guardians too that had that mindset also. The human element, of course. We all live through trial and errors. Enough's enough, never again. Do it by exercising your obligations as beautiful individuals. Don't rely on government delegates as your first response. Another thing you have to look at too, the parents and kids are calling cops on each other. That's sick, contemptuous, and completely unacceptable. So, be vigilant. Say no to these BS treasonous laws or referendums. That includes flip-flop for Scott. The reason why I know one of them is probably doing it is because he's running for the Senate and he don't want to lose it. As far as I'm concerned, the guy don't like freedom, period. He did some good. But when it came to free speech, people can't criticize Israel. Anti-Israel boycott speech, they call it. Boycott Act. Yeah, he signed it into law. So right there, he already breached his oath. And that is it. I thank everyone for listening. But feel free to download and share us throughout your social media networks. Any questions, comments, or you have something, an idea you may want to check out, you're interested in, whatever you do, please send your correspondence with decorum. Keep me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Tumblr, YouTube, Freedoms Network, Minds.com, FutureNet.club, Patreon.com/LuckyLuck3 with 3 eyes, or hit me at Gab, GAB.ai. I noticed too, Facebook has been censoring. I posted a thing on there on some of the comments I sent to Dean Trantilis, who's running for mayor on gun control, and it became spam. Got to bring that out too, even to my elected servants in all municipalities in Florida. Don't follow the hype, the hoopla, and tyrannical propaganda. You take your big brother rhetoric and stick it. It's null and void in my book. You never, ever supersede my basic rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, along with violating others. In addition, you can email me at localluck3@gmail.com or encrypted ones, LokiLuck03@protonmail.com. Finally, I'm playing a promo, which I will post on my Spreaker page as well on the footnotes. UtahGunExchange says enough. This came out on the 15th. Utah is not a firearm-free zone. They're not there being Rambo, being macho men and women because they carry. They do give a damn about their family and loved ones. They're tired of it. They don't want to see another Columbine, Parkland, any of these mass shootings in these soft targets. I say it's enough. Enough on supporting government firearm-free zone laws. Which is a real good presentation. Some people don't like it, but you know what? They're in la-la land. But like I tell people, it's the only good as a last resort when it's necessary. Sometimes you don't really need it. One time it happened in like Atlanta, Georgia. A person carried a gun to school, and they say he made a shot, but no one got hurt, no one got killed, and the teacher persuaded him to submit, and he did, and that's good. I appreciate that too. So no, I'm pretty open in these areas. As I say, when it's necessary, last resort. Don't be playing that when I sign off. So that's all for now. Once again, thank you for your time. But always remember that the maniacal resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading love. And may your guardian spirits be with you.
Today, our hearts are broken once again. A senseless act of evil has tragically affected the lives of so many people in South Florida. Unnecessarily an act of evil. The perpetrators of these crimes should be considered nothing less than domestic enemies. It's time to take action. In Utah, we have taken the necessary steps to prevent this kind of evil in our schools. Today, we call upon all Utahns to take the necessary steps to further fortify our schools and homes. Buy a firearm. Use it. Learn how to use it. Use it responsibly. Use it regularly. The message we have is clear. We plead with the hundreds of thousands of UtahGunExchange.com community members. You know who you are. Please share this message. Get it out. There's only one way to distribute this message, and that is through you. Help us protect our children. All criminals should be on notice. Our schools are not gun-free zones. That includes the University of Utah. When it comes to carrying a concealed firearm, you should know that it is one of the most loving acts of generosity that you can do. When you carry a firearm, what you are saying to your loved ones and your neighbors is that I care enough about you to defend your life, and I've actually taken the steps to do it. That is an act of generosity unparalleled. In support of this initiative, UtahGunExchange.com will be issuing free concealed carry permits to all Utah teachers, all students over the age of 18, including faculty and administrators. You can learn about this event on our Facebook page. Please like and subscribe. Go to the YouTube channel. You'll see it as well. Simply present your school-issued credentials to register for the class. And for your safety, no media will be allowed in the building. Please be assured, UtahGunExchange.com will be leading the fight to preserve your right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that includes our children in our schools.
But if there's even one thing we can do, if there's just one life we can save, we've got an obligation to try.
To all those in Second Amendment deprived states, if you're reading this, you are the resistance, and we are with you. The nation's patriot marketplace. Buy, sell, trade. UtahGunExchange.com.